to everyone. Thank you so much, Premlata Prabhuji, Mahaprem Prabhuji, and Vinita Mataji, for giving me this opportunity to speak on glorious Srimad Bhagavatam. I feel blessed because today is one of the auspicious Navratri days, and my topic is on Lord Shiva and Lordess Sati, because Sati, Durga, Parvati, Adi Shakti, Prakriti, they are all forms of supreme divine feminine energy. And I'll speak what I have learned from you all uh, as a learner. So I just take it this as a service for all the devotees present here and the Lord Himself. And before starting, please forgive me if I say something that is not apt, that is not in line with my topic. So it's my first presentation, so I need everyone's blessings. And I express my obeisances and gratitude to Srila Prabhupada and to all the Goswamis, Acharyas in our parampara, in our lineage. And special emphasis on the word gratitude because His Grace Mahaprem Prabhu always in each and every session that we hear from him daily in Gita sessions in the morning or the Bhagavatam or the sessions during the weekends, he always put emphasis on gratitude or Kratagita. So let's start with the prayers to all our acharyas. ॐ अज्ञानमितिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुमितं लेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथावितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभिक्ष कृपा सिन्धुभयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण गुरुदिवाचलं पंगुं लंघते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं शरणं ब्रह्मणं कृष्ण चैतन्येश्वरम्। So let's start with Canto 4, Chapter 4. My topic today is Sati quits her body. So let's discuss the content that I will speak for the next around 45 minutes, 1 hour. So brief recap of Canto 4, Chapter 3. And this was a wonderful class given by His Grace Ranjana Radha Mataji. And I'll just try to continue from chapter 4th, a brief overview of chapter 4th, verses and their key learnings, and I'll end with a story. So Canto 4, Chapter 3 was given by His Grace Ranjana Radha Mataji, and in this chapter, basically there were 3 sections. Daksha started another sacrifice. Daksha is the father of Mother Sati, and Sati tries to convince Shiva to go to the sacrifice, and Lord Shiva reasons not to go for the sacrifice. Like as she explained that one cannot go uninvited if the host is disturbed, angry, and finds fault with the guest. And harsh word of relatives can cause great suffering. Insulting words can cause great suffering. So these kind of points she discussed in detail. And elevated people respect super soul, not the body. And ignoring this was the main thing at the last of the chapter. Ignoring my words will lead you to misfortune. These were the words by uh, Shiva to Sati. Now let's start with chapter 4. Basically, in this chapter, there are 6 sections and there are 34 verses. So the first section is Sati, she leaves Lord Shiva. Then Sati gets a cold response from her father Daksha. Sati condemns Daksha. This section is very detail oriented. I'll try to do justice with this. Sati gives up her body, and then a great cry arises from the sky, and bhas, or also pronounced as rubus, drive away Lord Shiva's attendants. So, section 1, Sati leaves Lord Shiva. I would like to pay obeisances to Lord Shiva also, because as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 12.13.16, Vaishnavam Nam Yatha Shambhu, he's the greatest Vaishnava. So this is the conversation going on between sage Maitreya and Vidura. And in the first section, Shiva is continuously urging Sati to not to go to the sacrificial arena or the yagna because they were not invited. So Shiva became silent, and after a lot of convincing, but Sati was in her anxious mind, because one of her mind was towards her father, her maternal side, and on the other hand, she is now a married person, married lady. So she was like, okay, should I listen to my mind, my heart? Should I listen to my husband? So she was in a very anxious state with lots of extreme emotions, and she became and Sati would be destroyed in both the cases. This Lord Shiva was knowing very, very nicely, because if she will go, she will not be treated properly, and if she will stay here with me, then also she will not be peaceful. So she attended. If she attended Daksha's sacrifice and an unattended guest, so it will not be good for her. So, but Sati's mind was unsettled. She moved in and out of the room, what to do, what not to do, and this all extreme emotions added up to huge anger. She was very angry and upset at being forbidden. She cried out of affection for her relatives, and her body was literally shaking as she glanced at Shiva. And she was in a great anger as she will burn him. And she was bewildered. Sati was bewildered and she just left. She was tormented by extreme emotions of anger, lamentation, and her intelligence was completely bewildered. And uh, going through all this, she just left the place and she just left Shiva. And when she was going to her father's place, Shiva's attendant followed. Thousands of followed of Lord Shiva, headed by Maniman and Mada, followed Sati with Nandi in front, along with so many yakshas. It was a huge procession, like as we say in our Indian terms, in Indian marriages, barat. It was kind of a barat, means that kind of pomp and show was there. Sati was placed on a bull Nandi, and she was given her pet Sarika, a ball, lotus, mirror, white umbrella, fan, garland. And it was a singing party, dancing party, and the whole procession was as pompous as a royal parade. So here the key learnings, the main key learning is like power of emotions, anger, pride, and sorrow can overpower reason. If the mind is not peaceful and calm, then the decisions that one takes may not be very wise. And ignoring wise counsel, we disregarding guidance from the wise leads to suffering. Restless mind without steadiness, decisions waver like a swing. So this was the situation of Sati when at this point of time. Bhagavad Gita 6.34 and 6.35 says, Chanchala hi man Krishna pramati balavidyam tasyaham nigraham manne vayoriva sudushkaram. श्री भगवान उवाच असंशय महाबाहो मनो दुनिर्ग्रहम चलम अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैरागेण च grahate. So this is the solution for controlling the restless mind. Practical path is Krishna consciousness, especially hearing Shravanam. One of the steps, one of the steps that we continuously hear from all, that I continuously hear from all my seniors, that nine process of bhakti, Shravanam is one of the topmost, especially hearing about Krishna. Hearing cleanses misgivings, brings enlightenment, and creates natural detachment. And cure for the mad mind, hearing Krishna's activities, more and more hearing about Krishna, and obviously taking prasadam. And so, as Arjuna said to Krishna, that mind is very restless, it's very strong, it's harder to control than the wind. I can control the wind, but I cannot control my mind. Moving on to the next section. So Sati, she left Lord Shiva and she arrived to her father's place, Daksha. So it was a very magnificent arrangement. Yagna was going on in the sacrificial arena, and there were a lot of Vedic hymns, and some sacrificial animals were there. Great personalities were present and to honor the yagna, and various paraphernalia were there. It was a very nice positive atmosphere because so many sages were there, and the yagna was going on. So it was a very divine atmosphere. Sati reached there with extreme emotions. She left her husband, and she was, her mind was, okay, someone should pacify me. At least I will get happiness if I reached my father's place. But unfortunately, it did not happen. No one received Sati properly out of fear of her father, Daksha. Everyone wanted to embrace her, all her sisters and mother, but no one received her very properly. They all were fearful of Daksha. And only his mother and sisters embraced her, not full heartedly, but like embraced her with fierce tears of affection and gladdened faces. But still something was missing. Sati can feel that she is not received properly. And her mother and sisters, they offered her seat so to sit, and gifts were given. So many sisters, all the sisters were given gifts. She was also given gifts, but she did not accept any of those gifts. And she did not reply to their words of reception because her father did not welcome her. That thing was continuously going on in her mind. She thought that this yagna, when she'll come, things will get closed, but this did not happen. uh, Sati's anger on Daksha. Sati realized that sacrifice was devoid of any oblations for Lord Shiva, and and now she is Shiva's wife. So she is not received by Daksha. So she became very, very angry because her mind, while she left her husband Shiva, her mind was not peaceful and calm. She was already having extreme emotions. And then this procession, after the happy procession with singing and dancing with all the yakshas and Nandi, then she came here, and again, she was again, one more emotion came. Okay, I'm not received properly. So her mindset was not at all calm at this point of time also, and she was very angry, and she looked at Daksha as she was going to burn him. She was really very angry, and she started condemning the sacrifice in front of all the sages, great personalities, and her father. Shiva. So, seeing all this, Shiva's followers, they became ready to kill Daksha, but Sati stopped them. Being angry, and most of all, apart from being angry, she was more sorrowful, and she started condemning the process of fruitive sacrifices. And the main lead of this whole sacrifice is her father, and she thought he is a proud person, proud performer. So the key learnings from this section that I kind of take away is that honoring devotees is always greater than performing rituals, because obviously rituals are important, but if a great devotee like Sati has come to an arena, to a sacrificial arena, so she should be received properly. That is the main duty of a host. And devotion and humility are essence of worship. uh, Devotion and humility should go side by side. One cannot do only devotion and not be humble, and vice versa. Disrespecting great souls lead to downfall. As in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19.156, यदि वैष्णवा अपराध उते हतिमत उपादे व चिंते तरा सुखी यया pata. Translation: If the devotee commits an offense at the feet of a Vaishnava while cultivating the creeper of devotional service in the material world, his offense is compared to a mad elephant that approaches the creeper and breaks it. In this way, the leaves of the creeper are dried up. So this is kind of takeaway that I take away, uh, because knowingly or unknowingly we offend devotees, and then we regret later, then we apologize. So we should be careful, uh, like before before our anger, or before if we say something to anyone, especially devotees. And uh, pride in sacrifice blinds to true spirituality. If one is proud that, okay, I'm doing this yagna at my home, at my place, at my palace, and so many personalities have come, so this is not like this is not a thing to be proud of. Like being humble is very important along with the devotion. Now, this is section 3. Sati started condemning Daksha in front of everyone. So this section has lot of details. I'll try to break down in sections and then try to explain. So Sati told Daksha that who except you in this whole world would hate Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is Atishayanaha. He has no superior or rival in this whole world. He is Priyas Tatha Apriyo. No one is dear or inimical to him. He is Priyatmanaha. He is the most beloved of all. He is Tasmin Samastatamani. He is the soul of all beings. Everyone loves him. He is, and most important, he is Mukta Verake. He is without enmity. So, who except you would hate Lord Shiva? And she said, Sadhus like Lord Shiva find no faults in other qualities. But these kind of people, like my husband, they magnify even meager, very small, little good qualities in others. But a man like you, my father, you simply find faults in great souls. Therefore, you are Ati Asadhutama. So basically, there are four levels of sadhu and asadhu. Sadhu is one who accepts faults in others, since the faults can eventually be transformed into good qualities. Mahatara overlooks the faults and sees only the good qualities. Mahatam, Mahatma takes small good qualities and magnifies them, not seeing the small faults. And Ati Mahatma see good qualities in others where there are no good qualities. So she said Shiva is Ati Mahatma. He sees good quality in others where there are no good qualities. He is that kind of personality. Whereas a sadhu thinks that someone good qualities will turn into faults. A sadhutara see only faults, overlooking all the good qualities. A sadhutama takes small faults and magnifies them and seeing no good qualities at all. And Ati Asadhutama see only faults, even there are no faults. So she told, like, Daksha, you are in the fourth category. You are Ati Asadhutama. You see only faults in others when there is no fault in my husband. So she started criticizing and condemning Daksha. Dust of a Vaishnava. It is not surprising that materialists who accept the body as the self always criticize great souls with envy and thus are diminished by the dust from the lotus feet of great Vaishnavas. This is the one of the key learnings. In 14th and 15th verse, Daksha criticized. Now it's kind of counterattack by Daksha. Actually, basically, is in chapter 2, but I would like to mention it's in 4.2, 4.2.14, and 4.2.15. Daksha criticized Lord Shiva's name and conduct. That was the main reason of his hatred, as actually being inauspicious. And uh, like, for example, in chapter 2, we heard 4.2 that he wears ornaments of skulls and bones. Like Daksha was pointing out all the inauspicious things. He's always wearing ornaments of skulls and bones. He's a madman. Sometimes he laughs, sometimes cries, sometimes dances. He smears ashes all over his body. These are not the signs of a civilized person. He lives in filthy places, like where demons and ghosts live, like crematorium, that we say Shamshan Ghat, and dear to all the people in modes of ignorance. That kind of atmosphere he's having all around him. And he has broken all the rules of civility. These kind of things, Daksha already has said before. That was in the mind of Sati. And uh, like he even said that Shiva's eyes are like monkey, and by chal and kapat, that we say, he has wrongly married Sati. And my Sati is very naive, and she's very soft spoken, and she is not wise, and that's why they both are married. She has married her, and Sati's eyes are like cub, like, he was just trying to defend Sati also, that like Shiva is not at all good and he's a madman. These kind of things he has already said. So now Sati's, obviously it was there in her mind, and she started counter attacking. So she told that Lord Shiva's name purifies one of all these sinful activities. Nama Agham Asu Hanti. Lord Shiva's order is never neglected. Alangya Sasanam. Lord Shiva's fame is always and always pure. Pavitra Kirtim. He is not inauspicious. He is always auspicious, and his name is super auspicious. And Lord Shiva's lotus feet are sought after both materialists and transcendentalists. So, not only transcendentalists approach Lord Shiva with great love and affection to seek support and guidance, but by materialists also, Lord Shiva's lotus feet are most sought after, and he is worshipped by both who are seeking Brahmananda and also who are desiring material results. So all kind of people, like who are seeking Brahmananda as well as who are desiring material results, both are seeking Lord Shiva's lotus feet, and he is an auspicious personality in spite of having externally inauspicious habits. Externally, okay, she said, okay, in spite of having externally inauspicious persona, but Lord Brahma consider he never considered Lord Shiva as inauspicious. Lord Brahma also regards Lord Shiva, and he carries the flowers offered to his lotus feet on their heads, on his head. Sati so far argued that one who vilifies great personality is a lowly person. But then Daksha argued that you are my daughter and you're not giving me respect, and you are now vilifying me. You're not respecting me. So so this is not that according to your personality, this does not suit you. ये आपको शोभा नहीं देता. And Sati was continuously defending Lord Shiva, and actually she should have killed the offender Daksha instead of just vilifying him. Uh, so how to treat the blasphemer of a Vaishnava? I have listened to many lectures of His Grace Amog Leela Prabhu, that in his own way he tries to um, he put out short videos in YouTube, and he tries to give answers in a very nice way to the people who tries to blaspheme either the devotees or the ISKCON. So how to treat the blasphemer of a Vaishnava? First, block one's ear and leave the place immediately if one is able to punish him. Second, cut his tongue and kill him. This is kind of extreme, but yeah, it's mentioned. Cut his tongue and kill him, and then give up one's own life as an atonement for hearing the criticism. Because by killing the blasphemer, one destroys one's unlimited pain in hell. So such killing is not considered as sin. Kshatriya should, so now how four varnas should act. Kshatriya should kill the, Kshatriya should cut out the offender's tongue and kill him. Vaishyas and Shudras, they are not qualified at all to punish. So they should commit suicide. If they go through such phase where they have to be in a situation that they are continuously hearing these kind of words, if anyone is blaspheming a Vaishnava. And Brahmanas, they are not suitable to give up their life. So they should cover their ears, they should remember Vishnu and just run away from that place. So Daksha, who blasphemed the master of religion, a very auspicious person, a very like greatest devotee, Lord Shiva, he happened to be the father of Sati. So Sati decided to not kill him, but to give up her own life. She said that I shall not maintain this body, my father, that I have received from you, who have blasphemed Lord Shiva. The best treatment after taking poisonous food is to vomit it. These kind of arguments she started giving to her father. And just a minute. Sati can vanquish many universes, including many dakshas. She has that kind of power. But to save her husband from the charge that he killed Daksha through his wife, through the medium of his wife, Sati gave her up her own life because, like she needed to save her husband here. That Shiva has sent Sati to kill Daksha. So this is not proper. So Sati thought, okay, I'm not eligible to kill Daksha because he's my father as well. So I'm okay. These kind of thoughts were going on in her mind, and she thought of giving up her own life. And elevated transcendentalist like Lord Shiva are not obligated to follow the rules of the Vedas. Therefore, it is better to follow one's own dharma and not criticize others. Lord Shiva cannot be these kind of arguments she was giving to Daksha. It was going to and fro, to and fro. He was saying something, she was saying something, and she told that Lord Shiva does not come in the four social orders like brahmachari, grahastha, sannyasa, vanaprastha. He is in a transcendentalist position and he does not belong to any varnas. He is in Paramhans stage. That is the highest perfectional stage of life. He is absorbed always in thoughts of Lord Vasudeva. His activities are will not come under Grahastha or Sannyasi. And but Shiva already possesses all the opulences that you cannot see. He possesses opulences of love of God and renunciation, like Kumaras and Narada as well. And like in verse 20, it's mentioned that about Pravati and Nivrati. Pravati is material enjoyment and Nivrati is material detachment. So both are bona fide paths. If one wants to see these two in one person, that is contradictory. But both kind of activities may be neglected by a person who is transcendently situated, like my husband, like Lord Shiva. But Daksha continuously was saying that you are always chaste and adherent to your husband. That's good, but you are still. I'm saying that you are living in the house of a lowly beggar. He has no opulence. Then Sati told that he already possesses all the opulences, but he do not like to show off. or exhibit them. So, avayakta linga is the term that is unmanifested. Avayakta linga means unmanifested. Lord Shiva already possesses all kind of opulences, but he did not like to exhibit them like you do, and do not respect your guests also. And she told, like my dear father, you are one, you materialistic persons like l- you cannot understand what I'm trying to say. So there is no point explaining you what I'm trying to say. And she told Daksha that you are dhuma vritibha. It means you maintain yourselves on the remnants of sacrificial foodstuff for your bodily necessities. Our powers can be achieved only by self-realized souls like the Kumaras and Narada, Avadhuta Sevitaha. Then she was going on in that spiral of, condemning and negativity, extreme emotions. Should she told before giving up her body that my body that I have received from you is not a source of joy and pride anymore. Now it has become a source of embarrassment for me, because it came from a person who has offended Lord Shiva, and he is the greatest Vaishnava, and you have offended him continuously in front of everyone. So I condemn myself because I have a connection with you. I have a connection with you. I am your daughter, and I condemn myself because of that. And my body is now a source of embarrassment. It does not give me joy because it came from you. And when everyone addresses me as Dakshayani, when Lord Shiva and when all the people addresses me as Dakshayani, I lose my charming smile, and I became morose and became very sorrowful. So why should I live this life? And therefore I shall give up my body. So after all these counter attacks and counter arguments continuously to and fro in such a divine atmosphere that was not any more divine, so she decided to give up her body. So basically key learnings from this section is the respect for great souls. Blasphemy or envy of exalted persons like Lord Shiva is the greatest offense, a spiritual downfall. If we criticize devotees, it will definitely and 100% will fall from the our spiritual ladder, or spiritual will not have spiritual progress. And devotional attitude. Sati, in spite of having so many challenges, she came alone. There was no one to support her. She she took matter in her hands, and she said all the things that was in her mind, that my like Shiva is like this, Shiva is like that. She did not kept quiet. And personal responsibility, better to perform one own duty than to criticize others, especially transcendentalists. Now, next section. Sati gives up her body. So, speaking and speaking, Sati just sat down. Yagna was going on in one hand, everyone was there. She sat down facing north side. She was dressed in saffron garments. She performed achmana and absorbed herself completely in the process of mystic yoga. That is, it's mentioned in the Bhagavatam, it's Sat Chakra Yoga. She performed Sat Chakra Yoga. She raised her life air from her navel to heart to throat and then to center of her eyebrows, and she started meditating continuously and vigorously. And she was desiring and she was meditating on fire that, okay, I am desiring to give up my worshipable body due to anger towards my father. And she was meditating on fiery air within the body. And after continuously meditating on the lotus feet of her husband, of Shiva, who is also known as Jagat Guru, she became free from all the contaminations. Like her mind became peaceful in the sense like she started meditating on the lotus feet of Shiva. In that way, her mind became peaceful and free from all contaminations. And in a blazing fire, huge fire, and by meditation on the fearing elements, she did Sat Chakra Yoga and she quit her body. So, just well, there is like in this section, like obviously it's a very emotional slide that Sati gave up her body, but I'll just try to go through some key learnings. Like power of yoga is very strong. Like through mystic process, one who is eligible to do that, one can consciously give the body that kind of power this yoga has. And purity of devotion, Sati was so much pure and devoted to her husband, and she fixed her mind on the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. That gave her strength. And this purity and devotion led her to take this decision. And uh, spiritual integrity over body, she rejected a body connected with offense, showing that spiritual principles are much higher than material ties. Because it's a big decision in front in at your father's place, where so many personalities are there in a very divine atmosphere where the yagna is going on. She decided to give her a body because she knew that spiritual principles are much higher than my material ties. And detachment, like even the dearest bodily relations cannot bind one who is spiritually resolute. If one is determined and resolute, this bodily relations that may last for one lifetime, they cannot bind anyone who is spiritually determined and resolute. Now, in verse from verse 28 to 30th, a great cry arises from the sky. At the same moment when this happened, when she gave up her body, the whole universe trembled, and a great cry arises from the sky. There was a roar in the universe, seeing Sati's departure. There was a tumultuous roar all over the universe. Why had Sati, Lord Shiva's dearmost wife, quit her body in such a manner? It was obviously Daksha's neglect. It was astonishing that Daksha, who was a Prajapati, a great Prajapati, he was so disrespectful to his chaste and honorable daughter that she decided to give her a body in front of him, in front of her mother and sisters. And like, hard-hearted Daksha is unworthy to be a Brahmana. He will attain great infamy for not stopping his daughter's death because of hating Lord Shiva. And prediction of Daksha's ill fame and fall from Brahmana qualification due to envy and neglect. So, this is after she gave up her body, a great cry arises from the sky. And everyone was like, there was a roar in the universe, and everyone was like saying, why is Daksha is so neglectful? Why couldn't he stop it? He's so hard hearted. So, key learnings: Vaishnava Aparadh consequences brings universal disturbance. Misuse of authority. Daksha, through Prajapati, though being a Prajapati, a father to a daughter, failed in his dharma by neglecting Sati and insulting Shiva. So, offense to devotees is 100% guaranteed way if one needs a downfall to a spiritual progress. Now, next section. When all this happened, all the Lord Shiva's attendants were there who came with Sati while she was leaving Shiva. And Sati attendants, they rushed to kill Daksha after her death. And there, Bhragu Muni was also present there. So, when Bhragu Muni saw that situation is going to be tensed here, uh, when he saw that Lord Shiva's attendants are, swiftly approaching towards the sacrificial arena to destroy the yagna, Bhragu Muni offered oblations into the southern fire with hymns, with mantras from the Yajurveda to kill those who destroy sacrifices, because this sacrifice that it was going on should not be destroyed. So Bhragu Muni was quickly he countered by invoking Vedic hymns and fire oblations, and he was praying, he was continuously praying. And as a result, excuse me, thousands of powerful devtas who are who achieved strength from Soma. Soma is the moon. The powerful devtas, they started appearing from the fire as a result of those oblations. Thousands of powerful devtas called Ribhus or Bhas, any pronunciation is okay, they manifested. And they were empowered by Soma, and they were there to drive away Sati's attendants who were about to destroy the sacrificial arena, the yagna, and everyone around. And seeing all this, when Sati's when Shiva's followers, when they saw that powerful devtas and thousands of devtas are, appearing, manifesting from the fire due to Bhragu Muni, so followers of Shiva, they started running here and there. They fled in all the directions. And so this was the from verse 31 to 34. Immediate key learnings, immediate reaction to offense. Sati's attendants were seeing all this that was going on there, and they could not tolerate for even a microsecond that what's going on. Daksha's insult, and Sati gave her a body, and they started retaliating. Power of Brahma Tejas or Brahmanical strength. Bhragu Muni with Vedic mantras and offerings summoned divine protection instead of physical fight. Raghu's intervention, spiritual power, yagna plus mantra can manifest celestial forces stronger than material weapons. So, I would like to share a story from Shiva Puran that His Grace Mahaprem Prabhu told me and Anchal when we were when we were coming from a Sunday class from Gurukul to his home. So, actually, what happened that I came to know this story from His Grace Mahaprem Prabhu that when during the time of Lord Ram and Sita, when Sita was abducted and kidnapped by Ravana, and after this, obviously, Lord Ram was in a very sorrowful mood, and he was very, in a mood of separation, very sorrowful and despair mood. He was crying, he was lamenting, he was in a great anguish because obviously Supreme Lord was performing, the role of a human being at that time, and so he was displaying all his human emotions that a normal husband would show for his wife who is kidnapped. It's not a small thing; it's a very big thing. So when during that time, Lord Shiva and Sati were looking through all this, like Lord Ram is in such a state. So Shiva, he actually bowed down in reverence, recognizing Lord Ram as the supreme personality of Godhead, though he is in a human form for performing Leela, for performing pastime. So he bowed down in reverence. But Sati, she was very curious and skeptical. She was questioning, like, how can a, supreme personality of Godhead, how can he be so distressed and in a very sorrowful mood? And she was not convinced that he is Lord Ram, he's, supreme personality of Godhead. So in a jiffy, she's decided to question Lord Ram's divinity. So she performed a test to, and because she was questioning Lord Ram's divinity, she transformed herself as Mother Sita, and she appeared in front of Lord Ram, who was in a very distressed state. He she Sati appeared before Ram disguised as Sita, and she just came in front of Lord Ram, and Lord Ram was astonished, and obviously he recognized Sati, and he started asking, "Where is Lord Shiva? Mother, why have you come alone? Generally, you both come together. And here, in this forest, where is Lord Shiva?" So, at that point of time, Sati quickly realized her mistake, that I have committed a greatest offense. because who am I to question Supreme Personality of Godhead? But I did that. And she asked for forgiveness, that Lord Ram, please forgive me. And before she asked for forgiveness from Lord Ram showed his Vishwarupa form to Sati to prove his divinity, that yes, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You have to believe. So, and after this, she asked for forgiveness and she was very sad, because it was an act of disrespect and offense. So Lord Shiva, he was not he was knowing what was going on. So he changed his approach. Obviously, he was very angry that what his wife had done to Lord Shiva. Disguising as Mother Sita is not like small thing, but so he decided to change his approach. Sati was already heartbroken, so Lord Shiva stopped allowing Sati to sit next to him. He told her that now I'm seeing you as a reverence of a mother, because you were disguised, right? And she started treating, Lord Shiva started treating Sati with the reverence of a mother, and he stopped allowing her to sit next to him. And the outcome of all this was that Sati was already in grief and anger. She was heartbroken and regretful as well. And now her husband also started neglecting and insulting her. So she decided to attend a yagna hosted by her father Daksha. So as like I learned from like Mahaprem Prabhu, that this was predestined. This thing was about to happen, because Lord Shiva was not ready to accept Sati, because she disguised herself as Mother Sita. So that's why that was also one of the reasons that this all was predestined, and she decided to give up her life by attending Daksha's yagna. So uh, with with here I would like to attend with here I would like to end this chapter, and some of the reflections from the story that from Shiv Puran that we just heard, that first, respect for the divine. Always approach the Supreme Lord with great reverence and respect. Unconditional faith. Devotion should be grounded in faith and love. Always. Not in any, skepticism or test. And there are great, huge consequences of disrespect. If we disrespect Supreme Lord Himself or His greatest devotee, Lord Shiva. And some of the teachings from Srila Prabhupada books I would like to mention here. In Bhagavad Gita, as it is, he writes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate source of all energies. He is beyond the grasp of our material senses. And one must always approach him with sincere devotion and faith. There is no question of doubt here. And from teachings of Lord Chaitanya, one should not approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead with doubts or tests, but with unwavering faith. strong, staunch faith and devotion, understanding that He is the ultimate reality. Uh, with this, I would like to end this chapter. Please forgive me if I have not said anything that is not apt or right. And special gratitude to Anchal, my husband, for taking care of Radhya, because I don't know whether she's awake or not, and for helping me overall, in presentation, giving ideas, and PPT making. And so gratitude to him as well. Otherwise it would not be possible with Radhya. And please let me know if you have any questions or comments. I would like to answer what I know, and I know there are a lot of seniors here, so obviously they'll answer. But let me know if you have any feedback, any corrections. Hare Krishna. Danvats Pranam. Hare Krishna. Thank you.